Hello students, today I am going to explain desertification because we are uh, studying the environmental problems, land pollution, water pollution, air pollution. I have already explained, and nowadays one of the important problem, one of the very notable prominent problem uh, facing by almost the whole world is desertification. Now, desert, all of us we know what is desert, isn't it? That desert rainfall is scanty, very scarce. Specific areas where that vegetation is less and evaporation is more. So these areas are called desert. But what is desertification? Desertification and desert, these are two different terms. Many times we think that desert and desertification may be the same, meaning of both the term may be the same, but no. Desert means that already the specific areas where the evaporation is more, vegetation is less, temperature is more. Such areas are called desert. But when the tropical areas, are transformed into a desert-like situation, then it is called desertification. When some areas where there are vegetations, which are the tropical areas, when it transforms into a desert-like situation, whatever conditions a desert has. So, when a tropical areas are transformed into such desert-like situation, then it is called desertification. Now, desertification has become a global problem. Many areas of different countries are becoming like desert-like situation. Tropical areas of many countries are becoming a desert-like situation. Why? What may be the reason for this? Now, there are two factors behind this. One is natural factor, another one is human factor. Now, natural factor may be the global warming. Natural factor may be like a volcanic eruption. But more than natural factor, the human factor has that impact. Impact to make tropical areas a desert-like situation. Now, when desertification takes place, when tropical areas are transformed into desert-like situation, naturally productivity of land comes down. Fertility of soil reduces. Then, when the fertility of soil means the soil does not no more remain as fertile. It is no more suitable for cultivation. Slowly transform into a desert. Now, number of natural and, as I said, natural and human factors are there. Now, first is natural factor like a global warming, drought, when there is high temperature. When there is drought means scarcity of rainfall, rainfall is less. then many areas vegetations they become dry. Those areas vegetation doesn't grow, and whatever the vegetation that gets dry, and that area becomes a desert like situation. But more than natural factor, as I said, the human being is more responsible, mainly responsible for causing desertification. Now human being through their various activities causing desertification. Now deforestation, one of the important cause is deforestation. Who cuts the trees? Who does the deforestation? Who deforests? It is the human being. Human being for their cultivation purposes, for making houses, for making furniture, to establish various industries, and then for firewood, they just destroy the forest. As a result, there is continuous deforestation is going on. Because of continuous deforestation, the different tropical areas becomes a desert-like situation. Overgrazing. Because of overgrazing, that for taming animals, for the those who the tame animals of livestock, naturally they for them or they graze. But when there is overgrazing, then the area becomes a desert. Desert-like situation takes place in this area when there is overgrazing. Then expansion of agriculture. Because of the growth of population, agricultural work is extensively increasing. It is increasing day by day because of the heavy growth of population. Now more and more lands are brought under cultivation. All the chemical fertilizers are given, and then it affects the land. It reduces the fertility, and in future that affects the quality of land, and that becomes a desert. It transforms into a desert-like situation. It does not allow the vegetation to grow, and as a result, when there is less vegetation or no vegetation, it affects the climate, it affects the amount of rainfall. That means it reduces the rainfall, and the area becomes dry. No vegetation grows there, and thus that place or the area becomes a desert-like situation. Desertification takes place. Then here a few important points are there. When you will go through it, you will see that you will underline. Now desertification, as I said, it has become a global problem. Even in North America, there is the problem of desertification. Now this problem of desertification, of course it can be solved, no doubt it can be solved, but it is not easy to solve. Any or no individual country can solve it. A particular country cannot solve the problem of desertification, because when the deforestation is done, it not only affects that particular area, but it affects throughout the country, throughout the world. And thus, this desertification has become a global problem. And this global problem can be reduced, can be mitigated by, it cannot be reduced by only an individual country, only a single country, but different countries must come forward together with the cooperation of various countries or all the countries. This problem can be solved, or this desertification can be reduced. Alright, so all the countries must cooperate and come forward together to solve this problem of desertification. Clear, children? Now, because of desertification, it causes the global warming. When there is less that trees or plants, more areas become desert-like situation. Naturally, the temperature rises, and that causing global warming. Okay. Now, as you know, global warming is a global problem, and global warming means when the temperature increases, the temperature of the whole world, of the earth increases, then it is global warming. So, and in this nowadays, global warming has become a serious problem because of the industrialization, because of the use of fossil fuel, and amount of carbon dioxide is increasing day by day, and it affects among all the greenhouse gases, it is the carbon dioxide is most significant. And when the carbon dioxide gas, the proportion is increased in the atmosphere, and then the temperature of whole atmosphere increases. Already I told you at the beginning that each gas has some definite proportion in the atmosphere, and whenever there is the amount of any particular gas increases, then it becomes the imbalance. That means the balance, it disturbs the balance, and when it disturbs the balance means the problem arises. So when the carbon dioxide increases in the atmosphere, problem arises. And what is the problem? The problem of global warming. Now, when the global warming, because of the global warming, that it has very serious consequences. Variety of problem occur, and it may occur due to the rise of temperature in the atmosphere. It may be the melting of snow in the polar region. When temperature will increase gradually, then in the polar region, snows will melt, and due to the melting of snows, there may be the rise of sea level. Sea level, because those water, when the snows will melt, then that water will reach to the seas or oceans. That means it will give rise to the sea level, and then it will affect the growth and distribution of plants and animals. Then there may be the fall of then crops, growth of crops may come down, desertification may take place, and there are many, because when the sea level will rise up, it will hamper all the aquatic animals. So, since global warming is a major global problem, it is the duty of each and every individual to see that his or her work or activity does not disturb the balance in the atmosphere. If everything remains in balance, there will not be any problem. We will not face any problem on the earth. Neither we nor any animal will face any problem. But it is mainly the human activity. Whatever problems and we have studied, we have got, and we found that it is mainly the human being who is responsible for causing such problems, whether the land pollution, whether the air pollution, water pollution, desertification, global warming. Of course, there are some natural factors, but it is the human factor, it is that more significant, it works more significantly to cause or in causing different problems and different pollutions. And thus, we human beings must see that we save our environment, we live happily, and we let others also to live happily without any atmospheric problem. Alright, but the children, you have to go through the lesson. There are many things, many short questions may be there. Everything is not given at the back, everything is not given. Important things are not given. So you have to go through first the lesson. So I am giving you the homework. You go through the lesson, underline. I'll give you all the back questions first, and after this I'll give you all, of course I'll give you all the short questions from the lesson. I'll give you all, no doubt, as I used to give in the class. But before that, see that you go through the lesson, underline it. Alright? Because this chapter, many causes are there, many consequences are there, effects are there, factors are there. So you may get confused, because our students is to get confused with this. So again and again you go through the lesson, underline it. Okay? So next class I'll give you all the answers of all the textual answers I'll give, and then only I'll give you the inside one. Okay? Alright. And here, I think one more thing. Here children, you learn to draw page number 17. Global ecosystem, 2.1. Figure number 2.1. Global ecosystem. That one you learn to draw. It is needed. And then okay, Okay, this much only. Eruption of, okay, particularly eruption no need, but volcanic eruption. A picture of volcanic eruption, that also you learn to draw, that is given page number 22. So you no need to mention, you can draw this one but no need to mention the name. Okay, volcanic eruption you learn to do. So these two drawings you learn. Okay, okay, fine.